Welcome back to this edition of Grizzlies Daily. I'm your host, Melek. Sorry if my voice sounds weird, losing it a little bit, but it's not going anywhere. Just let y'all know in future reference if my voice sounds weird. But we're going to make it work. So, quick updates regarding Ja Morant. He is still considered week to week according to Coach Izolo, which is something that we weren't really surprised by. It's the definition of week to week, but as we all remember, Ja Morant has said that he should be good to go by the time for the regular season opener against the New Orleans Pelicans on October 22nd at the FedEx Forum. Another thing to note that I did see some footage that Ja was practicing shooting in practice, and he looks pretty fine. Still a little ginger when he shoots. I can definitely tell he's not jumping nearly as high, but then again, that might just be how Josh shoots in practice because I've seen him shoot before, and it's kind of similar, so you can't really tell. I guarantee you, if I had a if we probably saw like a dunk or a layup or something like something that involves like actual speed, that probably would give us a more clear sign that he really is good to go. But I mean, let's just be honest. I trust Ja when it comes to his judgment. Yeah, he'll be ready for the season opener. So that's just a little update. As far as Jaren, he is still on the same timetable. No real update when it comes to him. All that confirmed by Coach Izolo yesterday, I believe. So, yeah, that's just something to know for right there that I saw, and I'm like, yeah, let's point it out. So that's really it right there. Another update that we got regarding the Grizzlies. Nothing major. It's nothing major at all, but this is just something that's, hey, we found out about it. Might as well talk about it. Favorite man, Charlie Brown Jr. You know, Charlie Brown. We already talked about him. Y'all know me. First time I heard the name, I was thinking of Snoopy and them. So, Mr. Snoopy, because that's what we're just gonna call him. I ain't gonna lie. Mr. Snoopy, signs. I'm not calling him that. Charlie Brown Jr. Signs with the Grizzlies. The deal isn't disclosed. I would think it's maybe like a 10-day or just the extended training camp deal, but I'm thinking it's a 10-day because there's no two-way spots available, so maybe a 10-day deal. I'm not sure. And the Grizzlies waived Tyler Burden. Yeah, I mean, we saw Tyler Burden kind of hooping summer league, so a little bit of a disappointment to see that they waived him, but clearly they see something in Charlie Brown that maybe fits maybe fits what they have going, and they figure he gets another chance. But then again, they didn't really play Tyler Burden that much when it comes to the actual preseason, so we didn't really see much of that. So, yeah, shout out to both of them. Hopefully, Tyler Burton gets it going somewhere else, and Charlie Brown Jr. In more than likely what's a 10-day deal. Maybe he figures something out and finds his way. Maybe on the hustle. Who knows? But switching gears to something more related to the actual team, I saw an article, and I thought I'd point this out. I saw an article. It's from the Washington Times. I saw this article, and it really, really caught my attention. So it basically talks about how the Grizzlies put their trust in Izolo for this new system, but it went more in depth about the game speed, which is something that we really, really don't talk about. We always talk about how pushing the fast break is key for pushing the tempo. It's something that he's pointed out, but this really caught my attention because it has quotes from players from training camp that we really didn't even hear, that it really kind of brings it to light. One of the things being that Ja Morant, when it comes to let me start it off first. Izolo said last spring he told the Grizzlies, I'm assuming after the playoffs, to be ready to play faster when they return, and they got a taste of that because Ja Morant proceeded to say, we all might need inhalers. That tells you everything we need to know. And honestly, that right there, I'm not gonna be up in arms happy about it because that's not necessarily like the main focus for me. But I did see Zach Kleiman said we're trying to reach the highest level of the NBA, an NBA that's changing in 2025, of the style of play and the build of a roster that you're seeing that reach the highest end outcomes. Now, I agree with him on the style of play. I agree with him on that part. The NBA is getting faster. Teams are getting faster and the more up tempo. Now, the build of the roster, brother, you got some work when it comes to that. I'm gonna just keep it real. You got some work you need to do if you're trying to implicate the build of a NBA roster, or better yet, an NBA championship roster. You got some work when it comes to that. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it's something that the Grizzlies definitely will have to get used to. I'm seeing Morant said it was the toughest first day of training camp he's had yet in his NBA career. So that's something that I think could work out for them. And it does help with a lot of things. It helps with quick decision making, which overall will help the Grizzlies once they get more experience with it, because that's really some of the things that's led to the turnovers, is the fact that the Grizzlies can't make clean decisions quickly. They're always stuck in the air, making an errant pass or something. So the more they understand that, I think it will benefit them, knowing that, hey, regardless, I can find the open person. So I think that's something that can work out. The only concern I have with it is durability. How durable can the Grizzlies really, be with this? And how will it work if the Grizzlies play a back-to-back? How are they looking at back-to-back schedule is my thing. So that's something that also concerns me when it comes to that. But I do like the idea because it will make other teams have to work faster and harder, which can tire them out. So that's something it's a system that I'm open to seeing. It's something that you got to wait until the team fully understands it, and we see it work in action successfully, to where we don't have our doubts anymore. So that's something that an article that I saw that was very informal. Once again, it's on the Washington Times, and I think it's also an AP article, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to give that a good read. It's very, very worth the read, if I'm being honest. Now, switching gears, ESPN did release another ranking. Y'all know we love ESPN rankings over here. They ranked Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson, and Cedric Coward as the 18th best trio in the league. Their reasoning for it says, here's all you need to know about the state of things in Memphis. Jackson is recovering from off-season surgery. Morant is now likely to miss the start of the season with an ankle sprain, which is not true. He's literally confirmed that. Zach Edey is also recovering from all-season surgery. And I'm sorry, just go back to that last statement. This is exactly why I don't pay attention to ESPN rankings sometimes, because they don't pay attention to local media. They just go based off of what their guys know. And if you're a small market team, it's not much. But we digress. Zach Edey is also recovering from all-season surgery, and both Jalen Wells, number three in the last season Rookie of the Year ballot, and Coward, whom Memphis leapt up in the draft to take at number 11 this past June, ended last season hurt. The Desmond Bane trade reconstituted the Grizzlies roster. Memphis subsequently placed a big bet on Coward, but this team can still go only as far as Morant and Jackson can take it. This is also another reminder of how fast things can change in the NBA, as it wasn't long ago that Morant, Jackson, Bane was seen as one of the elite young cornerstone foundations in the league. While this is true, few things that I disagree with. Placing Cedric Coward as the third man, kind of wild. I can't lie. He hasn't touched the court yet. I mean, I get it. It's a lottery pick, so you think we're pretty high on him, which we are. But I don't think he's the third guy. I would have said maybe I would have put honestly, everybody on the team I would have put above Cedric Howard. I would have put even Gigi Jackson above Cedric Howard when it comes to the team's trio. It's just I just haven't seen Coward play enough for me to say he's the third guy. He won't even be starting. So that's why I kind of find it skeptical. I would have put Edey right here. It's another starter. It's a lottery pick from last year. The team is pretty high on him. They look at him as a franchise center. So I would put Edey over Cedric Coward when it comes to that. But as far as the ranking goes, understandable. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with it. I'm looking at, some of the trios that they've ranked. And, I mean, they match the tier that they're in. I mean, one of the things is changing the tier that they're in is changing the course, and I agree with that. So it's not something that I necessarily disagree with. And this ranking is this is one of the more accurate rankings, if I'm being honest. So I can't necessarily disagree with it. You can read the full article on ESPN. It's actually not that bad of a read, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Yeah. I just think I would put Edey over him, but It's ESPN. Did we really expect much? They still think Ja Morant's not going to be ready for the start of the season. So that tells you everything. But that's going to be a wrap in this edition of Grizzlies Daily. I really appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to get post notifications on when the next video comes out. As for this edition, I'll be signing off, and I'll see y'all tomorrow on Wednesday.